Okay, so I'm not surprised at anything that Trump does, but I'm really irritated by this recent revelation about Trump and his Bibles. You know, his Bibles that include the Constitution. Like, that does not make any sense to anyone who actually knows religion and the Bible, as far as the Judeo Christian bull. But the Trump Bibles that he's selling for $60 a Bible, they cost less than $3 to make. And so, with this coming out, I want to play you guys this news story from the Midas Touch. Um, yeah, check them out, subscribe. They've definitely become my favorite news source over the pandemic, since my previous favorite news source lacked a lot of uh, I don't know, a lot of understanding of the LGBTQA plus community and their employees who were. So yeah, I'm not even going to say the name, but if you know what's going on. But that's neither here nor there right now. Let's get into the Midas touch.
So let's take a look inside the latest MAGA and Trump scheme or stunt or grift, whatever you want to call it. That's
Right.
really hurting the American people. This one
Is
is
absolutely
combining a few
killing
different concepts.
the American
So
people.
remember back
I
in
need
March
confess
of
that.
2024 when Donald Trump announced that he was selling the Trump Bibles for about $60? Remember he did the whole video about that? Well, now
Right, I'm gonna pause it here for a second because if you haven't seen that, if you don't know about Trump's new grift, it's ridiculous. But yeah, let's get into the news story.
in Oklahoma, the head of their Department of Education, their superintendent, who's like an extreme MAGA guy, his name is Ryan Walters. So he's put out a bidding process right now because he wants to make sure that there are Bibles in every school in Oklahoma. So he wants to order 55,000 Bibles. And so
Okay, so let's just stop there for a second. 55,000 Bibles. Get your calculators out. Because 50,000 Bibles times $60 a piece. Because you know Trump's not going to give you no deals. He's going to charge you exactly $60. And then he's going to charge you on top of that a weight delivery fee. Like, this is hilarious. I really hope this is turning MAGA, waking MAGA up. This is finally starting to deprogram MAGA, just the ridiculousness of Trump scams. But let's continue.
he put out a request for proposal, RFP, but he tailored the request for proposal that the Bibles that will go in all of the classrooms in Oklahoma, which will cost about $3.3 million for 55,000 or so Bibles.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Ignoring the separation of church or state, that the only Bibles that fit the request for proposals, you guessed it,
Are the Trump Bibles.
Bibles. This would shift about $3 million from.
Okay, it's like, people, you have to see what's going on here because it's happening in our faces. This Republican governor is trying to give $3.3 million to Trump without it being a campaign contribution. Like, this is what I really, really hate about Trump. Because he does this to us. This hurts. But yeah, let's get into this story.
public funds into, you guessed it, Donald Trump's
Pockets.
Now, there's a lot of pressing issues in Oklahoma right now as well. They need emergency inhalers for kids with asthma and other debilitating respiratory
Trump don't
issues.
care.
But
Trump
the
do not
superintendent,
care.
you guessed it, is not prioritizing that at all. Instead, he's focused on the Trump Bibles. I want to break this down, show you the receipts here of how this all works. So I guess we start at the beginning, right? We should start in March, where Donald Trump gives he makes a commercial where he says he's selling these Bibles. I'm just going to show you. It's like a 3-minute clip. He posts about it. He puts it on his social media platform. I'm just going to show you a small portion of that just to remind you. Play the clip.
What can we do? Stand up, speak out, and pray that God will bless America again. I'm proud to endorse and encourage you to get this Bible. We must make America pray again.
And then on his social media platform, there are ads like this. The Trump Bible, he says, it's endorsed by Jesus Christ. Now, Donald Trump also recently faked an endorsement of Taylor Swift. He faked an endorsement on Friday of Jamie Dimon, the CEO of Chase. And now he's saying that his Bibles not only are endorsed by him, but he's got the secret endorsement of Jesus Christ right there.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bible officially endorsed
Get
by,
the fuck out of here,
Let's take a
Trump.
look at the reporting several months later. This was done on Friday by Oklahoma local journalism, and they worked very closely with a great nonprofit that I want to give a shout out to called Oklahoma Watch. They're oklahomawatch.org. Support them. They do a lot of great research, and you should visit the site, oklahomawatch.org. So take a look at this article from the Oklahoman. Pieces a lot of this together. Trump Bible, one of the few that meet Walter's criteria, that's the superintendent in Oklahoma, for Oklahoma classrooms. Now, in my own view, there should be a separation of church and state, so these Bibles should be in classrooms as well, but you could actually, we're going to purchase.
What the hell happened to the separation of church and state? It's like that's all these stupid conservatives care about is bringing God back into schools. But they don't want capital punishment back in schools. Right? Like, I remember a time where a teacher could take a ruler and pop you on the booty. I didn't know if I want to say behind or ass.
Bibles, you'd probably be able to get them for free, number one, or, spend $1 or $2.
Right. The thing is, actual Bibles, actual good crafted Bibles, you can buy them at Hobby Lobby for like $10 a Bible. You can also get free pocket Bibles almost everywhere. It's like, I forgot to grab a rosary when I was at the Basilica yesterday. Or not yesterday, Tuesday. Yeah, because I need a new rosary. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back into Trump's scams, because I really hope things are now becoming clear enough that the MAGA idiots who have been brainwashed by him will wake the F up.
$2 or maybe less, not $60 per Bible, transferring millions of dollars to Donald Trump from the taxpayers of Oklahoma. Let's take a look. Superintendent Ryan Walters isn't just talking about buying Bibles for schools. Bids open Monday for a contract to supply the Oklahoma State Department of Education with 55,000 Bibles. According to the bid documents,
55,000. So someone do that math. I mean, I'm going to do it myself, but 55,000 Bibles at $60 a Bible. Oh my goodness. That's like, what, 3 million?
vendors must meet certain
That's
specifications.
like 3 million
What do you think
something.
these specifications
If I'm not
are?
Correct.
We can show you
I
the
mean, I'm
bid
trying to
documents
do
here so you can
math
see the
in
RFP,
my
the
head
request
and
for
fingers.
proposal yourself.
So,
Bibles must be the King James Version and must contain the Old and New Testament. But get this, the Bible must also include copies of the Pledge of Allegiance, Declaration of Independence, U.S. Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, and must be bound in leather or leather-like material. Why must it be bound in leather-like material? And why must a Bible include copies of the Pledge of Allegiance and Declaration of Independence? I get it. The only Bible out there that did that was
Trump's Bible.
Donald Trump selling for $60 right there. And so as you go through it, Trump's is the only one that really fits this criteria right
like
here.
This is clearly a
According
scam.
to,
This is so obviously a
Oklahoma
scam.
Appleseed Center of Law and Justice Executive Director Colleen McCarthy, the quote is, "The request for proposal on its face seems fair." First off, no, it doesn't. It doesn't seem fair at all, in my opinion. I'm going to have to disagree with you here, Colleen. We can see there are very few Bibles on the market that would meet these criteria. Plus, yeah, why would you need a leather-bound Bible for elementary schools and schools in general? Well, it makes no sense to me. And all of them have been endorsed by, you guessed it, Donald Trump were the ones. It appears to me that this bid is anything but competitive, you think? It adds, this was former Oklahoma Attorney General Drew Edmondson. It adds to the basic specifications other requirements that have nothing to do with the text. The special binding and inclusion of government documents will exclude almost all bidders other than Donald Trump. If the bid specs include most bidders unnecessarily, exclude most bidders unnecessarily, I would consider this a violation. So by violation, do you mean violation of the law, that this is a criminal conspiracy right here? Because in my opinion, it
looks kind of criminal
like that to me. But
it looks like
we can talk about
super
the
criminal
here. We can talk about the scheme and the scam. This has real world implications because in Oklahoma, there's another major scandal taking place right now. And to me, when I'm talking about Oklahoma, this is going on in MAGA states across the country. Like I'm sure y'all will recall my reporting on Lectern Gate, right? Sarah Huckabee Sanders taking one of her MAGA friends who was with her and Donald Trump in the Trump administration, and they went to Paris and had this lavish vacation, and then they claimed that the podium was the thing that cost $20,000, not their Paris vacation where they may have spent lavishly and party. I can